ignore the mixing bowl. It's the warmest room in the house, and I'm trying to let my dough rise, trying to expedite the process a little bit, but not too fast. I know I can put it in the oven. Anyways, I'm making bread. But for this video, we're going to be ranking the 3DS models. Now, to me, I feel like this is pretty straightforward, but I also feel like there's like two kind of camps in this. There are only 6 of them here. I'm not going over all the limited editions or anything like that, but I've done videos like that before, and let me know if you want me to go over the limited edition consoles for the 3DS. I have a couple of them here, but today we are strictly comparing the models. So let's start off by clearing out everything but the bottom tier, the one that I put at the very bottom. Ow, God, I just pinched myself. Yeah, that's why you're at the bottom. I know the slider's broken. I haven't gone back to fix it yet because I honestly don't use this model very often. This is my very first 3DS model. I got this when I was in high school, and I played this thing religiously, mostly for the Pokemon games, because honestly, that's the majority of the 3DS games that I've played is the Pokemon games and then Samus Returns. But I played through Sun, Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Alpha Sapphire, Omega Ruby, X, and Y, all on this guy. I don't think I played both versions every time, but I've played at least one version of each of the Pokemon games that came out on the 3DS. And it was fun. It was a good old time. I'm glad that I got this, but it's small. That's kind of just the reason why I don't like the SP or a lot of smaller handhelds is just because it's not the most comfortable in my hands. Like, yeah, it works. It's fine. It fits in my hands, but especially trying to like use the D-pad and like curling my thumb this low versus having my thumbs more straight, that this is more comfortable. This is not very comfortable. Not all the games you need to be using the D-pad, but some of them you do. And I would rather hold it like this, but then that puts my thumbs up here, and then it makes my thumbs curl down here, and it's nearly impossible to use the D-pad without fully adjusting my form. And I don't really like holding my console like this. This is not comfortable for very long. I want to grip it like a controller, but can't really do that when it's such a small form factor. Plus, if you've ever played Sun and Moon on an original 3DS, it struggles quite a bit. It is a little rough. I remember battling through, I can't remember what the evil team is in Sun and Moon, but Guzma, Team Skull? I think it's Team Skull. Battling them, trying to get to Guzma, and anytime you hit a double battle, it was like 15 or less frames per second. It was pathetic. It tugged. There were points where I thought this was going to explode. It just really could not handle it. Yeah, that just puts it at the bottom. It does have 3D. I'm among those who really don't use the 3D except for like very certain times. Like one of the non-Pokemon games I played on here was 3D Land. I don't think I actually played it on here though. But 3D Land I really liked, and my depth perception has never been my strong suit. And so with a game like that, having the 3D effect on was actually very helpful for me. So that's about the only time I've ever really used the 3D slider or for Virtual Boy stuff. Yeah, it's at the bottom. It's like, yeah, I'm glad I had it when I had it, but nowadays I'm not picking this up to play it. I have 5 other models that I'd rather play, but I can't get rid of my original 3DS, even though I bought this used from GameStop. Next up is the Wedge, the original 2DS. Yes, it doesn't have the 2D slider, but like I said, I hardly used it. And this, so much more comfortable. I can really grip this thing, and my thumbs are practically at the natural landing spot for ABXY and the circle pad. Yeah, I still have to go down for the D pad, but as long as I don't really need to press L, I can just adjust down a little bit further and use that D pad no problem. It's just so comfortable. It does get a downgrade because this is one whole screen, and for repairability's sake, if you break your bottom screen, you're also breaking your top screen. If you break your top screen, guess what? Yeah. So that's a bit of a bummer. Plus, the ribbon cable for these cameras back here is the most fragile ribbon cable I've ever worked with. It is so easy to tear straight through it with little to no force. But overall, I do really like this console. I think it was also great at the time because it was the easiest entry into the 3DS family. It does chug like this guy, but it's more comfortable. And I don't know what if there's a difference in battery life or anything like that, but I think this is a really solid handheld. Next up, honestly, this would be higher if it wasn't stuck with the weaker processor because it's not a new 3DS XL. It is just the regular 3DS XL. Now, I will admit it still kind of suffers from that problem of comfortability. It would be nice if it was just a little bit bigger. And because these are thin devices, it does kind of suffer with comfort there a little bit as well. But overall, much more comfortable than this guy. I would still rate the 2DS as more comfortable than the 3DS XL, but it's not bad. Plus, it's got 3D, so you can take full advantage of every 3DS game. And it's bigger screens, and it may be a low resolution, or it's the same resolution, so it's going to be stretched out. So the pixels are going to be a little bit bigger, so it's going to not look as sharp. But overall, I think that the 3DS XL is it's overall solid. And yeah, I just wish it was as comfortable as this. But it's also cool because it's got Yoshi on it, and I love Yoshi. It's a little dirty, probably from when I put USB-C in it a couple weeks ago. You can check out that video on this very channel. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say about this. I kind of went over all the points in this. So next up, I keep going back and forth on this. I have thought about it a lot. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I need to fix that slider. I think I still have an extra aftermarket slider that I can replace this with when I go to put USB-C in it in a couple of weeks. But the new 3DS, the new Nintendo 3DS, not the XL, not the 2DS, it's cool. There are things that I love about it. Like, I love that it's got the different color buttons. I don't know if all of them do, but at least the base model does. And it's nice that it has the upgraded processor, so it doesn't chug as much in some of the more power hungry titles. It's got 3D on it. You can play every 3DS game how it was meant to be played, even though a lot of them didn't use 3D at all. But the coolest part is the replaceable covers. You can swap out the top cover and the bottom cover. And I think that's so cool. Are they expensive as heck to get the real deal ones now? Absolutely. But there are a ton of aftermarket ones now. I took this off and made it custom. I hydro dipped this orange and black paint onto it, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's just, unfortunately, a smaller 3DS. And so it feels decent compared to even the original 3DS, which is slightly smaller. So it definitely feels a little bit better than this guy, but it's still a pain to reach down for the D-pad. But it also has a C stick for the few games that really need it. And it's also got ZL and ZR, which I have never played a game that needs ZL and ZR. But I know that there's a few exclusive new Nintendo 3DS games like Xenoblade and Minecraft and a handful of others. Obviously, the new models are going to be the definitive models, and pretty much solely due to comfort, I put this at number 3. But still a solid pick. But if you like having a more compact handheld, then this is a great pickup. It's probably gonna be your number 1. And even though I really like the removable faceplate here, I gotta put the new 2DS XL at number 2 because, again, it's bigger, screens are bigger, console's bigger, it's more comfortable, and it's got pretty much all the features that you would need from the newer models. I'm not sure. I think this has Amiibo support. Could be wrong though. I think the only thing that's missing on this is the slider. Obviously, it doesn't have removable face plates, but it's a really solid 3DS model. despite having no 3D. And honestly, again, don't really have much to say about it. I do think it's weird that the cameras are on the bottom half and not the top half. It's down here, but I guess that's probably better for like working on the system. And one of the downsides to the 2DS XL is that this screen is a pain in the butt to fix. I have not done it. I have seen videos on it. I've heard people's complaints. I do not wish to do this ever. But this also has some really cool special editions like the Pikachu and the Pokeball one. I think it's so cool. I think there's also a Zelda one that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, I just have the very basic blue and black one. If I had my choice, I guess not including special editions, I would like the purple one. But I got this on a deal from Walmart at the end of the 2DS's life cycle. I'm not gonna do a third take. I messed up twice. Oh well. And this was the only one they had, but it was $80 brand new bundled with Mario Kart. How could I say no? Especially because I didn't have this at the time. I think the only one I had was this, and then I got this, and then this is actually my best friend Aaron's 2DS that he gave me, and then I don't even remember where I got this from, but it was a good deal. I remember that, and then I think this was the last one I bought. Anyways, who cares? Do you really care? I don't know. That's number two, and obviously number one, what is to me the definitive edition, the new Nintendo 3DS XL. It's got 3D. It's got the nice feel of the bigger boy console. It's got the bigger screens. It's literally got every feature you could ask for, but unfortunately, the faceplate is not swappable like this. And I don't know why they didn't do that. Why was that just on here? It would have been so cool if it was on the 3DS XL as well. I mean, it kind of has a similar back, but not really. But I really like my Galaxy model. I bought one broken and I fixed it, but it was really scratched up. And I don't even remember how I came across this one, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like mint condition. It was in such good condition when I got it. And it still is in great condition because I take care of my stuff. I love this thing. This is the one that I reach for every single time I want to play 3DS. It's also modded, software mod, and it's got USB-C for charging. I didn't do the capture card mod to this one, and I kind of regret that now, but whatever. Here we are. I love this thing. It literally sits at my bedside table all the time. I'll pack it with me on vacation, even if I have no plans to use it at all. I mean, you could kind of say that for any of the 3DS models because the 3DS can play so many different games once you mod it. I mean, even without modding it, there's so many different generations of games on there. Yeah, this is my favorite model. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter if this is your favorite or this is your favorite. I know some of you really like this console. I do. I would love if this had these processors in it, but oh well. It's also just like, it's so quirky. Honestly, you could argue that any of these could be moved up or down a slot, and I would be like, yeah, that's fair. Like I could swap these. I could swap these. I could swap these, you know. But this is my ranking. I would love to know what you guys think. Which is the best, which is the worst. You can just write out. There's only 6 of them. Give me your ranking in the comments down below, and let me know if you want me to pick a random model and rank all of its special editions. Yeah, it still needs to rise a bit more.